Good morning, this is the Farmers Forum. My name is Jeffrey Onditi. The use of biotechnology for agricultural production has been gaining popularity over the years. According to a report released recently by the International Service for the Acquisition of Agribiotech Applications (ISA), global biotech crop hectareage has increased from 1.7 million hectares in 1996 to over 175 million hectares in 2013. 16.5 million farmers planting biotech crops are small and resource poor. For the second year, developing countries planted more hectares of biotech crops than industrialized countries. To find out reasons for this increase, I talked on phone from New York to Dr. Clive James, the founder and chairman of ISA.
Well, we have just launched the 2013 Global Survey on the planting of genetically modified crops, biotech crops.
Yes.
And I think the highlights of that is very important. But let me put it into the right context. A big challenge for the world, for Africa and for Kenya, is to feed the population of tomorrow. And on a global basis, I think it's very important to stress that in 1990, the turn of the century, the global population was only 1.5 billion. Today, it is 7 billion, will reach over 9 billion by 2050, and alarmingly, will be over 10 billion, well over 10 billion by the turn of the century, 2100.
Essentially,
so the challenge, Jeffrey,
yes,
is to double food, feed, and production by 2050. And not only have we to do this on a double, we must do it sustainably on less land, less water, less fertilizer, less pesticide. So biotech, whereas it's not a panacea, is, we believe, an essential element, and it's very encouraging to see the continent of Africa participating on a much more practical basis, with 3 countries commercializing the technology and 7 actually conducting field experiments, which include Kenya.
Dr. Clive James, why do you think this technology or biotechnology is very important for the African countries especially, before we go to the report itself?
Well, if we look at what has already been achieved impact-wise on a global basis, I think the answer is clear. In the period 1996, which was the first year of commercialization, up until 2012, this technology helped increase production valued at $117 billion. That is a huge amount. And of course, Africa, you've got 3 countries already participating. South Africa itself, which has practiced this technology over 12 years. Then you have Burkina Faso in Francophone West Africa doing very well with BT cotton. And third, you've got Sudan with approximately 60,000 hectares of BT cotton also doing extremely well. The other 7 countries,
yes,
which includes Kenya, that are doing the field experiments, which is the penultimate step in terms of commercialization, I believe can gain a great deal from this.
Dr. Clive James, why do you think, for example, Kenya has taken very long in terms of doing field experiments? It's taken very long because other countries have already commercialized biotechnology.
I think the first factor is that you have a very slow-moving regulation system. The key constraint to adopting biotech crops, not only in Africa or Kenya, but globally, is the lack of a rapid system that will allow the planting, the approval of crops. And I believe that Kenya is now in the last stage. The other important aspect, you need strong political will in order to get this technology accepted, to be used by farmers to increase production. I have just come back from Asia.
Yes.
A 1-month tour, visiting 8 countries. And the one example that I would like to quote to you is Bangladesh. Bangladesh benefit a great deal from a very charismatic Minister of Agriculture who believes that this technology has a great deal to offer Bangladesh. And there you've seen political will result in a program that has allowed BT brinjal, this is eggplant,
yes,
a vegetable, it's a food crop, to be approved in a responsible way using scientific assessment to take the product to the people in a relatively short period of time.
Biotechnology, if used correctly, can help in curbing the challenges of food insecurity in the country and Africa. Dr. Clive James is the founder and chairman of the International Service for the Acquisition of Agri-Biotech Applications, ISA.